If you enjoy the Low Scale Gaming podcast, please leave us a like, review, and subscribe. Any feedback is welcomed, and I hope you enjoy the show. Hello, and welcome back to the Low Scale Gaming podcast. I'm your host, Ghostland's Finest, and as always, I'm joined by Conan Jones and Inferior Mage. Conan, how's quarantine going?
It's okay. I need to mow, but it stormed last night, so we just have a lake outside right now.
Nice.
So,
yeah,
I guess every day.
I just kind of, I guess I don't. Either we didn't get that part of the storm, or like it just didn't storm at all because I didn't hear it or anything.
Yeah, so we got hit hard last night. So,
well, I'm sorry. You have to do stuff. Mage, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's been kind of a rough week, but
the
last 2-3 days have been okay. So it is what it is. Persevering and all that.
This working from home stuff is just like, it's a weird schedule to be on.
Like, there's some parts that I really like about it, but the fact that our company doesn't really know what they're doing yet is really stressful.
Yeah. Like, it wouldn't be that bad, but 90% of the stuff that I have to do at the office, and I can't do at home. So I'm there anyway, but then I get yelled at for being there so much.
Yeah, it's like, no one knows what's going on. They're all freaking out, and it's us that get caught in the middle. So it's been kind of fun in the worst, most ironic way possible.
No, man, I haven't been doing good at all. Like the past, I'll get into this with my fails of the week some more, but it's been a roller coaster for me for the past couple of days, and I don't know what's been going. I guess I'm just so like, I'm so out of sync with being like out of my usual schedule now that like, well, yes, I like being at home and everything. It's just feels like this is like too much, and I'm kind of freaking out about it sometimes.
Yeah, it's a little bit different from summer break.
Yeah, like, I mean, because at least in summer break, I could still like go somewhere and get out of the house, but
I mean, technically you can now, but
yeah, I know, but I can't like see anybody or do anything. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I could come up there and see you, but then it's just we're just driving like sitting like cops on time. You know what I mean? Just sitting there and chatting through the window and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I wouldn't actually be opposed to, but
get that social
sort of social interaction will do me good, and I need to do something.
Go from seeing a lot of people every day to seeing nobody every day is quite the change.
But this is like what I normally do when I get home from school, is I just like, I unwind and then I just play games and then not talk to anybody.
Pretty much. It's like, I was at the office for quite a bit yesterday, trying to get stuff around, and there were like 8 people in the office, which is the most I've seen at one time since all this started. And I was like, it's nice to have. So we just had like a powwow. And they're like, oh, we're under.
It's actually really racist.
Never miss a beat. No matter
it is
how upset we are, we never miss a beat.
So it was nice to see people.
Well, I'm glad you get to have some form of social interaction. Apparently, we're having some sort of like teachers parade, but it's only for the elementary school teachers. And the my elementary school principal has not contacted me at all for anything.
You're not a real teacher, though.
I am an elementary teacher, though.
No, but like most of the time, the rest of the school doesn't think you're a real teacher because you're just the music teacher. That was
Yeah, but I've been a part of like everything at the high school, middle school. I've been a part of everything.
Yeah, my mom, she's a teacher at elementary, and she did a teacher's parade yesterday. So she was out most
apparently
of the day.
doing one April 1st. I want to be in it. I miss my kids, but since I don't want to like strong arm myself into it. You know what I mean?
If they're not going to involve you, you might as well just...
Yeah, I mean, what they did here was they just kind of waved at people.
I know, that's what I want to do. I want to do that too.
Then do it.
But I don't want to I feel like I'm strong arming myself into it. You know what I mean? Since I didn't get invited to go, I don't want to do it.
But you still want to do it.
Yeah, but I don't want to make it awkward. You know what I mean?
I think you're thinking too hard.
I probably am. I mean,
9 times out of 10, they just honestly forget. And it's not a vindictive thing. It's just like, oh yeah, Mr. Ghost is a teacher in the elementary school also. We should involve him. They just kind of forget that, oh yeah, music is like a real thing.
So I should just message my principal?
Just be like, hey, I heard this is a thing. What's the going on? And then I'd almost guarantee you'll be like, oh crap, I totally forgot to have you in that email. Yeah, here's what's going on. Or he'll say, Earth off, and you're fired. It'll be one of those two things.
Jesus.
Hopefully to God it doesn't come to that.
Perfectly fine to absolutely devastating. That email.
Right? Just all right. We're going places today. And the teacher's parade is not one of them.
Yeah, apparently.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into our fails of the week. Conan Jones, what is your fail of the week?
So since we're working from home, and kids aren't at school, a lot of the cases that we normally get are being not pushed to us. So we're kind of, I was told to use this time to really get caught up on stuff from old cases. And a lot of the stuff that's left on my older cases is just dealing with medical stuff and getting medical records and all of that stuff. And dealing with doctors is just a pain in the butt, especially when records can only be faxed. So then I have to go to the office to print out a form, to fill it out, to fax it to these doctors, to then have to fax it 3 more times during the week because they've either lost it or don't know what I'm talking about. And then I just have to go in person to get these stupid things.
And then that's how you get the exposed to the corona.
Yeah, it's just I'm still having to work. You guys are still having to work. Just fax me this stuff so I can quit bothering you. I've called you literally every day this week. Put it in the fax machine, type in my number, hit go. I'll leave you alone. Please. But it never works out. So that's what most of my week this week was, just dealing with doctors like that. And it's stupid.
Yeah. What's your fail this week?
Mine has just been, so my grandpa died Monday.
Sorry about that, by the way.
Monday. It's okay. It's kind of a complicated relationship between me and him. But that, I mean, yeah, it was sad. It's always sad when a family member dies. But there was also, I couldn't take off work because they had changed policy. So we were told last week that all our court was being moved to April.
Yeah.
And so since court was being moved to April, I didn't have to write court reports. Well, this Monday, they said that, no, you still need to enter in your court reports because they're going to review them and then decide whether we're going to move them forward. So I had a bunch of stuff that was due, but I had a lot of court cases that were being heard on the 31st that I hadn't done because I thought it was being moved, because I was told that it was being moved. And then they change it to where it's not being moved literally a day before it's due. So I had to do like 4 court reports, and I had worker visits on top of that I was like, that were due on the 25th. And that stuff, like the worker visits were fine because I had everything planned for that. But then all this other stuff got added onto it out of nowhere. And like it stressed me out so bad that I literally could not, like when my dad called me about my grandpa and told me about like the viewing on Thursday and stuff, like I couldn't, I was so stressed I couldn't process what he was saying. And like, I don't know if you've ever been that stressed before, trying to get all this work done, and that like just came out of nowhere.
No, I've been there.
Yeah, it was not a good time. I was not having a good time.
That sounds like how I was whenever my dad died. It's just dealing with all that stuff with having custody of my brother and all that sort of stuff piled up, and then my dad died. It's just, I got you, man. I know exactly what you're going through.
So it was just kind of it was pretty much that high stress feeling until Thursday when we actually had this viewing. So it was pretty rough for the first 3 days.
No, not probably not to the same level as you have, but I felt this week because I've been having panic attacks the past 3 nights in a row now. And just like, it got to the point where yesterday I called my doctor about it and I got put on some medicine for it. Because I have just been like, I don't know what's been going on. It was like Wednesday night, I think. I just started like, I was taking my blood pressure like I normally do. And my BPM was like 115. And I was just sitting here and I was just like, yo, what is wrong with me? And I couldn't calm myself down, so it was making it get worse and worse. And I was just like, I'm gonna die. And then I started freaking out about that. But eventually, I calmed. It was about 2 or 3 in the morning. I started to fall asleep, and then I woke up okay. And I was just like, okay, that was just a panic attack. Nothing's super seriously wrong with me. So I worked out that day. I've been working out this. It's not anything like super difficult, but it's
physical.
Just
moving.
been doing something, and same thing. My BPMs were going up really high, and I was just like, I couldn't calm myself down, and I was just freaking out. So, but then that time, instead of, I figured out how to like calm myself down, is I turned on Skyrim and I started doing the Dragonborn expansion and just getting lost in that. So that just like calmed me right down. And then after that, then I did then I took like 20 milligrams of melatonin and some Tylenol and I just like zonked out for like almost 10 hours.
You took 20 milligrams of melatonin?
Yeah, 4 gummies.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I was tired. Or I couldn't fall asleep. Like, my thing is, I haven't been able to fall asleep. And the other, like, I haven't been able to fall asleep, and I haven't been able to stay asleep once I do fall asleep.
Yeah. Whew. I think I take 5. Because we have just the normal strength ones, and it's 2 gummies as 5 milligrams.
Is it 2 gummies that's 5 milligrams?
We've had some in the past that were like the extra strength or the adult sized ones, and they were like, each one was 5 milligrams. So I think it just kind of depends on what you get.
Oh, maybe I just took 10 milligrams of it then. But whatever. It's not like it's a bad thing. It's just but it's been a rough couple days, and then I got put on medicine finally for it because I can't keep on going through this stuff, and because this is like is like this is the quarantine stuff. This is like for the foreseeable future like this until people start taking this stuff seriously.
Unfortunately.
People won't stay at home. People won't take this seriously. Like, we are in a pandemic, people. You have to stay at home. You can't go see your family members. Even if they're not sick, you can't go see your family members. Okay? You got to practice social distancing.
You got to use the Walmart pickup delivery.
It's just stupid that people will not follow these things. Even like people that I know that are just think it's funny when I'll be like, "Oh, that's not social distancing," and they think it's funny. You're part of the problem, okay? Now, if you're like married with somebody 24/7, they're not sick, you're not sick, that's fine. If you're going to another household, you have to do you shouldn't be doing that anyways, and two, you should be social distancing. Okay, I want to go see my kids. I miss my kids. All these stupid people that keep on staying out and doing all these stupid stuff, you're the reason why I can't. And I hate you for it. I don't care if you listen to this or not. Anyways.
Feel a little better?
A little bit.
Needed to get some stuff out of the system.
Yeah, I missed my counseling appointment this morning too because I went back to sleep. Anyways, so let's move to topic one. So for the rest of the year, and fingers crossed, hopefully not some of next year, we're moving into doing distance learning from home and sort of thing. And I don't know what to do.
Do your kids have their instruments?
Yes, they do.
So one thing that I did, excuse me, I would get it cleared from your principal and stuff, but I set up a Google Voice line number thing, and then had the kids call the number and record a voicemail of them playing a playing test or whatever it was. The number wasn't associated with any phone, so there was no way for anybody to answer the phone. It was just a dedicated voicemail.
What was it called?
Google Voice.
Google Voice.
But it was just set up that, as I just told them, I said, hey, you need to call in, listen to the voicemail. You'll say, hey, my name is Billy, and I'm playing
my name is Slim Shady.
Yeah.
My name is Johnny.
Here's my playing test on page 17, line 47, and then set the phone down, play your instrument. Because my old school didn't have computer systems for every kid.
Mine doesn't either.
But it's like, even if it's just a landline, like, most people have at least a landline, or someone has a cell phone. Like, even if it doesn't have internet.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, like, we're moving to like doing classes like through like Zoom, but my principal said to not even like expect kids all to be on at the same time for school. And I'm just like, what else are they doing?
Well, you live at you're in rural Oklahoma, so I imagine the internet situation for a lot of your kids is not.
Well, they actually did a survey thing, like, from either having them list on Facebook or having them call the parent, and I think it was like 97% of our students have the ability either to be online. They have the ability to be online some way, somehow, either through smartphone or computer or something like that.
Because I would do, if that's the case, then I would try to do I said you guys are doing Zoom, but like essential elements and some like learning.
Yeah, but they don't have books for the essential elements.
Well, if you have the books or can borrow the books from somebody, you can scan passages and send them to your student.
I don't know anybody that I don't. I mean, I have like some of them, and I have like some of them, and I have like the teacher's book of it, but I don't have like just individual like, books of it. I don't know what I was thinking. I was still gonna like. I don't know.
If you have the teacher's book of like essential elements or other learning books,
No.
you could get Finale on your computer as a business expense, so you could probably get tax deductible and enter it into Finale. It's kind of illegal, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
We're kind of in the wild west of stuff right now. Oh, I have a sidebar about legality stuff here in a little bit.
You have what?
So did you see there that Trey Sona tried to sue a school in California for using it for like copyright stuff? Do you know what Trey Sona is?
No, I have no idea who Trey Sona is.
Okay, so Trey Sona was a company who they tried to enforce copyright law onto schools and nonprofits. So like if your marching band played an AC/DC show, they would then sue you because you didn't pay AC/DC for their music.
Okay.
So then
scumbags. Bunch of scumbags.
Essentially. So I guess there was a show choir in California who did something that Trey Sona then actually tried to sue the people on, and they lost. So they moved on to they tried to appeal the court process, whatever, and went on to that next court system, who then pretty much told them to earth off, and it was just like, everything you're doing is just scumbag Steve to the max. And
God, that's a reference I have not heard in a while.
Right? But I saw that on Facebook this morning, and I was like, that's the best thing in the world. Because they were the literal worst.
So basically, they can't. So basically, I don't understand. I was reading it, and like I even have it clicked up right now. I just don't, I guess, understand. So basically, I can still use copyrighted music without any sort of trouble.
From them. Like, obviously, if you're just ripping stuff off of making your own stuff and listen to something on the radio, write it down, then write it for your band, and you're going to go perform it, like, yeah, that's still not good.
You mean like what happened in college?
No, if you listen to it and you write it down, then technically you arranged it, so you're still in the legal bounds to use that.
See, I don't know like all the technical legal stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know what fair use counts as, so
it's Trey Sona was just one of those that they had their tentacles in a lot of different places. Because like I remember whenever we went to OBA one year, we had to pay Trey Sona for them to look over our music to make sure we didn't have copyright stuff in it.
that's stupid.
Oh yeah, it was a joke and a half. But
It's so stupid. I just don't understand. People just like, yeah, our like stupid copyright laws are so ancient, and copyright and fair use needs to get changed. But it's so stupid. It's not like I'm using like your music to make a profit ever. I'm using music these music and stuff for my kids because they like hearing a piece of music or something.
And they're learning.
That's kind of how I feel about it. I feel like copyright shouldn't be claimed unless you're making money off of it.
No. All right, so here's the thing, and to kind of throw devil's advocate into it. What do you think about Team 4-Star with the Dragon Ball Z abridged?
You say that again because you cut out.
Okay, what do you think about Team 4-Star and Dragon Ball Z Abridged, where they started making money off of it when they were blatantly like showing shows from the clip, but they didn't have the same voice acting and they didn't have the same like lines in it or anything. It was just the video of it played mirrored.
Is it some sort of funny something?
Yes, they said it caught their argument always was that it fell under fair use.
Yeah, because I know whenever you start making fun of something and it's satire kind of stuff, because that's how they get away with stuff on like SNL, and even like South Park and stuff. Like,
Yeah, because that's all satire. It's kind of like arrangements of music, where you took the song from somebody else, but you made it your own, kind of deal. So
Yeah.
I feel like that is under fair use. Comedy should never be censored.
I agree.
So
Our comedy should never be censored. No more edits coming. We're getting low skill gaming podcast for all.
Yeah, I don't like censorship in general most of the time, unless it like benefits. Well, it's kind of a deal. Like some censorship is good because you're trying to appeal to a certain audience, but like when you're making when you're making something artistic, and you feel like it shouldn't be censored, I feel like censorship should be judged from the creator, not so much from a third party. That makes sense.
which I think was this ruling's overall consensus is like you're a third party that has no stake in even being able to sue on these grounds. Like you have no standing here. Like, go away.
That's kind of what I was wondering. Was like, what gave them the right to sue for that stuff? Like, do they own that music?
I think it was one of those things where they threatened a lot of people with the possibility of getting sued, and nobody wanted to run that risk. So then they just
Scumbaggy evil corporation.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
I think they called it copyright trolling.
Really?
Yeah. That's what the court document thing that I was reading, or the news article about the court stuff.
That's so gross. Like, literally disgusting. That company should be banned and dismembered. Like, take it out completely.
Tarred and feathered.
Chop its head off.
Yep. Down with the system.
Goodness gracious.
Y'all to jump like completely on the other end of that. Did you watch the Tiger King yet?
My wife's watched it, but I haven't.
I have not.
Let me tell you. Governor Exotic would not let this stuff get as bad as it's been.
All I've heard is Carol killed her husband.
Yes.
Apparently that's a thing.
That's what I've heard.
She fed his ass to tigers. Or he's underneath the septic tank. One thing or another. I don't know. That show is wild. Go watch it. Even if it's just like this is one of the stupidest things I've ever seen, it gets crazy. Like the first step, like it just like proceeds to just snowball. The first episode, somebody's arm gets bit off by a tiger, like clean off, and then she's like waving the stub around. Okay, it's crazy how far these episodes just like jump from point A to point Z.
Off the rail it goes so fast.
Yes, it goes off the rail quicker than like a podcast episode with us. Like, this show is absolutely crazy. I have dubbed him the Redneck Messiah because every redneck I know acts like this, or has a traits like this. Okay, the show's crazy. I can't believe y'all didn't watch it after being like in quarantine for as long, and you haven't ran out of things to watch on that.
We've actually like had to work though.
Yeah, that's true. We've had to work.
I haven't.
We know.
I'm so excited for next Monday when I get to see my kids again, even if Zoom. Like, I miss them so much. Even like my kid, even my baritone kid, who I would yell out every day, and has probably contributed to my blood pressure problem. I miss yelling at him.
I miss yelling at him. I don't miss seeing him or dealing with him. I just miss yelling at him.
It was therapeutic in some ways.
Anyways, let's talk about Animal Crossing. So, Mage, did you get Animal Crossing?
Did I get Animal Crossing?
Yes.
I did not get Animal Crossing. I've been thinking about it, though.
I've been thinking about it, too, just because everybody's been, like, all about it. I've never played an Animal Crossing game before in my life.
I haven't.
And when I was looking at it, it just looks like it was like The Sims, but for, like...
Kids.
Yeah, for kids. But, like, everybody is playing it. So, like, I don't know if I should, like, if I want to play it or not.
I don't have a Switch, so it's kind of null and void for me.
You want my brother? You want my brothers? I'm about tired of him. So
you just send your brother to me. You're gonna come live with us.
Here, you're gonna be quarantined with them now. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Poor kid.
You see those that to jump off of it real quick. Do you see that we're getting actual money from the government for once?
One-time payment.
And while other countries are getting, like Canada's getting a $2,000 payment for 4 months.
Yeah, I saw a fun comparison with what other countries are doing with what we're doing. It's
It's literally getting pennies.
Unprecedented for what they're doing for us, but
greatest economy in the world.
We're literally getting pennies.
We're literally the richest. We're literally the richest country in the world, and we
I thought China was.
Give the people more than $1,200. No, the U.S. economy is still bigger than China. Although China is a massive market, don't get me wrong. It's only massive because of its people.
Economy in the world. Oh, it is. I legit thought it was China that was bigger, but all right.
Nope, U.S. is more billionaires than the rest of the world combined.
Like that douchebag that at Amazon. What's his name? Bezos?
Yeah.
Bezos? That dude looks like a robot.
Like Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Or Mark Zuckerberg.
That's the robot, excuse me. One of them looks like Luger, one of them looks like robot. Or Luger.
With his bald head and everything, Jeff Bezos?
Sorry,
Lex Luthor.
Sorry, Luger is a wrestler from the WCW eras. His name was Lex Luger.
Dude, I was watching Smackdown, and they don't have an audience right now.
It's so weird watching wrestling while, like...
I think I enjoyed it like 100 times more.
It's so weird. And apparently they're like not canceling shows. I think what they did is like they like pre-recorded all their shows now up until like WrestleMania, and it's so weird. I don't know. I've been watching it and I've just been like, this. I don't know. I can't get into it because there's no crowd there.
It's like everything is so much more fake looking on some stuff, and you hear a lot more of the grunting and like them trying to hype up the crowd that's not there. God dang, it's so good.
That show was, I can't, but it is. They're doing what they can to make money, I guess. You know, old Vince McMahon doesn't care about his workers at all, as long as he's getting paid and their stock prices stop plummeting. Anyways, back to Animal Crossing. Have you ever played an Animal Crossing game before, Mage?
I have not. I did play Harvest Moon. I don't know if that's similar at all.
I don't know either. I don't know anything about this.
I know that you do chores and make money and build a bigger house. Pay off your debt to Tom Nook.
Pay it off to who?
Tom Nook,
Who's
the
that?
raccoon.
Oh, okay. You know, that would be.
Yeah.
I think that might be a game that Mrs. Jones would be interested in. It seems like that'd be up.
She asked me about it yesterday just because, like, every other commercial on is about Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
And she's like, what is that even about? And I was like, I have never played any of them because the last Nintendo system I had was a GameCube. Like,
there was Animal Crossing on the GameCube.
There was.
I never played Animal Crossing before, so I mean,
it's basically just like a, I guess so what you do is you become this mayor of this town, okay, and your goal is to like build up this town to make it to where like people want to come live on it and stuff. But this time you're on an island, I think, instead of just like a regular like big land or whatever. So you got to get people to come to your island. So you got to make it nice and everything like that.
Make a Hawaii resort.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally what it is.
Laborers. Yes.
And but there's no laborers. There's just you. You have to like catch like bugs. It's something to spend a lot of time in, and just be like, okay, I can put this down now and go to bed or something.
You mean that in order to make money, you actually have to work?
Yeah.
That's not how the rich make money.
You're right.
You only make money by exploiting other people. Never going to make money on Animal Crossing.
I think she would enjoy it. Go get a Switch for her.
We've already like spent that check that Trump is sending out. Where we had a bill conversation last night or the other night.
Yeah.
At like, she came in at like 10:30 and was asking these questions. Then we went down this rabbit hole until I couldn't see straight, and I was getting frustrated. And I was like, we have to go to bed because I can't even like, I can't think.
Bills. Sounds lovely.
Cause like,
sounds like
yeah.
a rough time.
I've actually saved so much money from not having to go out to eat. Like I haven't been going out to eat and stuff, and I've like literally spent pennies this month.
Yeah, see, that part's been nice, but it's I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
It's all good, man.
Conan needs to talk to our
Conan
dear friend a little bit more. Yeah.
You know, one of those ones.
Excuse me.
You know how I know he never listens to the episodes?
Because he would call us out for us talking about him like this.
He would be so mad at us if we said this stuff to him, or like he heard this. Then I would just say there was a fire, and it would be all good.
There was a fire. Dang it.
Oh, classic inside jokes that nobody gets.
Sorry, listeners.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into that one. Actually, we are. So one summer, whenever me, Gohu, and Mage, I don't think you were in our fraternity yet.
Yeah, I was.
You was?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so Gohu was the secretary, I believe. Anyways, he was in charge of ordering the jerseys, our like fraternity shirts, and stuff. and like he ordered them through this company in China or Japan, I don't remember where. Anyways, so like they were like at least 4 to 5 months late, and we just kept on asking him about it, and he kept on getting more and more mad about it, and we were just like, okay, seriously, what's going on with these jerseys? And I think this was during the summer meeting. He looked at all of us dead in the eye. There was a fire. the factory plant burnt down, and they don't have that specific color of blue anymore.
There was not a fire.
I don't know what there was, but that was absolutely and then finally, like a month later, we got our jerseys, but I didn't get mine because I didn't put an order form in 7 months ago for it. But they were those stupid, ugly yellow ones that got you stung by a bumblebee. So I didn't want it in the first place.
Yeah, that was my jersey.
I'm wearing that right now.
Are you really wearing that right now?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Actually, I have both of them. I've got one of the black ones too.
I got my black one still, but man, it is rough.
Yeah, this yellow one is like thick. It's like
100%
cotton.
Those were my class's jerseys.
Oh, the yellow ones.
Yeah, so I actually have mine. It's actually pretty in good condition, but yeah, it's super thick and heavy. It's too hot for that right now.
And we got those like in summer. That was like our pre-band shirt, right? Or something like that we were going to wear all the same shirt one day.
Yeah, I think so.
And like those shirts were thick with 2 C's.
Maybe even 3 C's.
Yeah, like it was not a comfortable. I'm really glad I never bought one.
It was like certified thick.
Certified thick.
Verified.
Yeah. I like mine. I get weird looks. Like I wore it the last week. I don't remember when I wore it, but I wasn't anticipating going out. Oh no, I wore my black one earlier this week. Anyway, I wasn't anticipating going out, and I had to go to the office, and then I had to actually go out to a house wearing my jersey. And a lot of people just see the 2 Ks and just automatically assume that the last letter is also a K, and this big white dude is walking up to them, and it's like I get lots of weird looks out walking by myself, and it's like, no, this last one is not a K, it's a Psi. Like, chill out, guys. Like,
all your white neighbors are giving you thumbs up and saying, yeah, right, next pride.
Yeah, see, that's not, it doesn't happen.
That's Conan's real story about wearing the jersey.
I get weird looks wearing my jerseys and stuff whenever I have to go out and talk with people.
See, I never wear like just straight letters. I'll wear my size shirt with the Converse logo. That's a cool shirt.
Yeah,
that was a good shirt design.
I wore that one the other day too, because that one's just comfortable.
Yeah,
I still got a hole torn in it, so I've been actually wanting to get all my old fraternity jerseys and making it like a shirt blanket thing that we see all the time, because a lot of them are just old and have like some holes and stuff in it, so I don't ever wear them anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to do something with it.
I think I've got 2 different blanket things now like that. Because I've got one from like high school shirts, and Mom got one made for different fraternity shirts and old jobs.
So I think we're going to change the format of podcast again.
To what?
Because now, since we're kind of like on our summer schedule again, where I don't have much school to talk about other than me complaining about online learning and stuff, I think we're going to change topic 1 this from here on out until I guess school starts back up to dumb stories from college like we usually do over the summer.
Fair enough.
So I guess that's, I don't know.
We can kind of see how the week goes, and if you have anything to report, or if we have anything to report for job things. Yeah. That's not just the same old stuff.
No, we can always talk about job stuff with ours. There's so many different things to do.
Okay, well, yeah, we could do that too then. I was just kind of thinking of just spitballing what to do, because, we can't go outside. We can't do anything. The mayor of Oklahoma City is taking this more seriously than our stupid governor, because he just ordered the sheltered at home thing where everybody's supposed to stay at home now, which you should have already been doing in the first place.
When was that?
Today.
Oh, okay.
So now everybody needs to just stay at home, okay? The quicker everybody stays at home, the quicker we can get control of this pandemic, the quicker we can go back outside again. Okay? It's not that hard, people.
Just do the thing.
Just do the thing. Like, I want to come up there and see Conan Jones, but it's still, I don't know. It's just stay in. Don't go out and see your family members. I don't care if they're not whatever. Okay? Stay at home. The quicker you can stay at home. I've been in quarantine for 2 weeks. Okay? I'm prepared to be in quarantine for another 2 weeks. Stop doing it. Go out. Go stay home.
Quarantine till November.
Don't say that, please.
I'd lose my mind.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. I think a lot of people would lose their minds. Oh, Lord.
Anyways, let's play Hitler Clicks. Quarantine. Quarantine Wikipedia.
All right, so if you're doing quarantine,
yes.
So quarantine does not count as a click. So your first click is coming out of quarantine.
Okay, so we literally have to add. We have to take a click from every other click that we done. Because when we first started this, y'all told me that the first click counts it.
Okay. So what are we needing to do to take one away from each of the ones prior?
We either take one away from each one, or we just keep doing out the same that the first click is quarantine.
Or we could just move on and do.
So what would taking one away?
Starting from now.
What would taking one away accomplish?
That every number would go down by one, so Thanos would be 3 clicks away from Hitler instead.
Okay. Done.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So I'm on quarantine now. Let's see if I can find it. I'm clicking on Romania.
Okay, it's a fun first click.
2 clicks. Or 1 click, sorry.
Romania was in quarantine? Now I want to know what they were talking about.
2 clicks for Germany. And there we go. Quarantine is 3 clicks away from Adolf Hitler.
Good.
So far, our worst things have been quarantine and Hitler. Quarantine and Thanos. We've been 3 clicks away. What could beat it? Come back next week and see if we can find it. All right. Let's go ahead. What have y'all been playing this week? Anything?
There was something that was free on Epic that I started to play. Oh, I started to play some of the Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And I played about an hour of it, and I was like, this is stupid. I'm done.
Yeah. If you played the first 3 Assassin's Creed games, that's pretty much the entire Assassin's Creed line.
Like, I played the first one. I don't think I even ever played 2 and 3.
The second one's like my favorite one. The second one's I got the Platinum Trophy, and I've played it a lot.
Like...
But, it's just so... repetitive. Like it's cool. Like the first 100 times you climb up the tower and see the cinematic, it's cool. But that 101st time gets really old.
Yeah, as soon as I did that one time, I was like, "It's gonna be this again." I was like, "I'm not about this." I just jumped off of it because it
Odyssey was fun. I did Odyssey.
I have that on my
but
wish
Odyssey's
list.
Odyssey's has side quests. That's what they added, and they
Odyssey is only side quests. What are you talking about?
And they make it seem like at the start that like the side quests aren't important. Okay, so you don't really do them, and then it time gates it right behind the side quest, and then they also pay to skip thing in the game to where you could pay to just skip to keep doing the story. It's stupid.
I mean, I've played it. I have a good time with it. It's fun. Ship battles are great.
Mage, what have you been playing this week?
I've been playing some anime Dark Souls. Code Vein. I got it on sale.
Never heard of that.
I mean, it's exactly what I said it was. It's anime Dark Souls.
So you roll around a lot?
Yeah. Roll around. Stab people in the back. It's actually been a lot of fun because they have a fun skills system where you can just like basically you have like a whole bunch of different sets depending on what class you are. You can just change classes on the fly. So it's actually pretty good so far. And there's some frustrating stuff because I mean it's Dark Souls. Also, I think that my basic complaint for whatever reason, I guess the game isn't very stable, so it's crashed on me like 3 times.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's not like the game. The game itself, when I'm playing it, is fine. I haven't had any glitches or anything that has been like really game breaking. But like for whatever reason, I would go like whenever it's trying to load up a new area or something. Like every once in a while, it'll just crash, shut off. So it's like, cool. One time I had to refight a boss because of it. That was my most frustrating part. I was like, all right, well, not doing that again. I'm going to go save real quick before I go into this new area. So, it's been all right.
I've never played any of the Souls games. Like, I've just seen all the memes and how hard they are and all of that sort of stuff. But
I don't know. It's hard if you're bad at it. Like
I am bad at it.
Like you gotta improve and learn how to play the game.
yeah,
what he's saying is get good, scrub.
pretty much. Because honestly, it's only really hard if you're trying to rush through things and want into like hack and slash. Because it's not a hack and slash game. It's a you take your time and duel type of game, and then once you get good, then you can hack and slash.
All right. Well, I've just been playing Final Fantasy. I've been getting lost in that again, and just and Skyrim. God, Skyrim's been so relaxing to play. Just to sit there and play it.
All people out of the sky.
Do what?
Fus Rodal people out of the sky.
Yes. You actually have to use drag to get people out, to get dragons out of the sky. Fus Rodal's the wind push.
Yeah, I'm thinking like pushing them off of mountains and stuff.
Oh no, I haven't done that. But it's been some time. Anyways, let's go jump into our wins of the week. Inferior Maid, what is your win of the week?
I'd say my Griffall's viewing. I actually got to see a lot of family that I hadn't seen in a while. It was pretty nice, actually. So
that's good, man. I'm good. Sorry, I'm glad you got to got the do the viewing and stuff, because I know you said you wasn't going to be able to because of the whole Corona stuff. But
Well, they're not doing a. So he's getting cremated, so they're doing a memorial service, but the memorial service isn't going to happen until after the quarantine is lifted. Right now, they just did a small viewing. I think there was like maybe 12 people there. And we kind of, I mean, I washed my hands constantly that day and tried to keep my social distances as much as possible. But it was just a viewing. It was just to go in to see the body and stuff before it's cremated and all that.
I remember I couldn't do the viewing whenever my grandma passed away.
why?
Mom didn't want to have one because she had died of cancer, and like the last couple months were just rough on her body, and she was like, that's not how I want you to remember your grandma, like, and looking like how she looked, you know what I mean? So it was one of those things like we could have, but
I don't
kind
know.
of hate that.
I do too. Like, I could understand that. Like, yeah, my grandpa looked rough when he died, but you know, getting that last closure is what I wanted. I mean, I literally saw my dad on his deathbed.
Yeah,
So,
it's kind
I
of
mean,
like someone pushing their values on other people. Like they don't want to remember that woman by how they looked, so they're going to make sure everybody else doesn't get to see them.
I don't
But
know. Let's not get into that. We're in the wins of the week right now.
that's true. That's true. But apparently, like I did learn a little bit more about our culture. Apparently, Osage culture, it's traditional to have someone sit with the body for like 4 days, 24/7. Like they would just switch out, it's like, but someone sits with the body for that long. So that was kind of cool. Like we were just learning about all that stuff. We couldn't do that, of course, because of the quarantine and because
Right.
of. I mean, the funeral home isn't going to stay open 24/7, but it's kind of nice learning about tradition.
I didn't know that. That's actually really cool. My traditions is just like not necessarily that, but just cutting my hair for it. But anyways, all right.
We also what we do. We also burn cedar and do a wake and cleanse the body with like an eagle feather and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's more common, but it's neat.
Yeah, that's what we did with my dad as well. Conan Jones, what is your win of the week?
I got a compliment on a case that I submitted yesterday or the other day. One of, I guess, the interviews that I had done and typed in were really good. So my supervisor said they were really good. I couldn't really think of any other wins, so that's what I'm going to go with.
It's okay. I'm glad you had I'm glad it went good.
Yeah.
Conan, I know that's your win of the week, but that unintentionally triggers me a little bit because this week I closed out. I got closure for 4 children, and like our district director goes and like, hey, this worker got permanency for these kids. Congratulations! I'll check every single time that happens. And she didn't do it for me, and I was so mad because I was like, I got 4 kids a permanent home.
Call her out on it.
And no one said anything about it. And I was real upset about it.
Call him out on it for real, though. Like,
Tell them they have wronged you and you challenge them to a duel.
Get
Pistols
like
at dawn.
get like a gauntlet, throw it. I've thrown the gauntlet. Meet me in the evening at the arena.
the arena.
Welcome to Thunderdome.
2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
2 men enter, 1 man leave. God. Anyways,
Ghost, what's your win?
my win this week is I got my new computer. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's okay for right now. I literally got it just because it was my other one crapped out. So kind of what I'm gonna do over the summer, or once all this like Corona stuff like stops being all crazy and stuff, is I'm gonna take the other one of me and Conan Jones doesn't know this yet, but me and Conan Jones are gonna take it apart and figure out what's wrong with it and then get it fixed so I could reuse it at least, because I don't think there's anything I think it's just I need a new motherboard. And I think everything else is still okay on it. But it's gonna be fun redoing all that. Right, Conan?
Yeah.
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 And then but
I have enjoyed it, sorry.
it's pretty nice. I'm pretty okay with it right now. It's I want something a little bit more beefier though. And that's my next thing is that. So I'm probably gonna save this stupid check that I'm getting from Trump because I'm not hurting for money. I'm not hurting for anything. I'm still getting paid. So like, I'm just probably gonna save this check and put it in the savings.
Use it for vacation.
I'm not saying that.
All of our money we had set aside for New Orleans is now going to pay for credit card debt. And that's what we're going to pay off all the credit card debt with that Trump check.
Hey,
how far was y'all in the credit card debt?
By $3,400.
Oh, that's less than me.
That was back beforehand. But it's one of those things where we've just been paying the minimum on it since we got married because that's all we've ever had. So,
but now you don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, it's like if we can just get this extra check and just spend it and just pay all that off and just be done with it, then that extra money we can then use on something else that's not
like
having
the low scale vacation coming up. Yay!
Yeah.
If we ever like Conan gets one less bill that he has to worry about. That's kind of what I'm like. Yeah. Yay, Conan! Debt free every day.
Where should we go for the low scale vacation?
We can talk about it later.
No, let's go to New Orleans because that's where Conan was gonna go. Goodbye, Mage.
What?
I don't want to go to Galveston. I guess Mage left.
He's still there.
It like
it wasn't on me today.
Crashed on me again. Like it's so stupid.
Wasn't on me today.
The very end.
Yeah, you almost made it.
Well, almost did it. Oh, very, very nice. All right, well, we'll figure that out later. Well, thank you guys very much for listening. You can follow us on Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify at Let's Go Gaming. If you have a question or a subject that you want to talk sorry.
Coronavirus.
Take two.
Ghost got corona.
All right. Thank you guys very much for listening. You can follow us on Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify at Let's Go Gaming. If you have a question or a subject you want us to talk about on our next podcast, go ahead and leave us a tweet or email us at lowscalegaming@gmail.com. Thank you guys again. And remember, have a great day and a better tomorrow. And stay home.